Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Wednesday, May 10th, 2017, and here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front, everything is up except Shanghai down a little bit, Dow down a little bit, gold down a little bit, oil's up, poop, poop, poop. So what's going on? Dow is down almost 100 points, closed down around 32, because Donald Trump fired the FBI director. Oh, and Michael Moore and this one and that one, all of Hollywood, they're so upset that they fired the FBI director. All of a sudden, they love the FBI. What a bunch of little clowns, as is this guy Comey. He deserves to get fired. This guy flip-flopped, played politics right in front of everybody. But that's how you get to the top in all these organizations. You gotta suck up to get your way up. And he was just a suck up, and he showed it. So Trump got rid of him. Again, it's a conspiracy theory, period, paragraph, that the Russians interfered with the Democratic National Committee by hacking their website. Again, we're the only organization, news organization, other than the Voice of America, that reported that the cybersecurity firm hired by the Democrats to prove that Russia hacked into the system did a 180 on it and said they had no proof. But nobody's reported that. It's a conspiracy theory to say that the Russians are responsible for putting Trump in. That's the fact. Because not one shred of evidence has proved that they were involved. Only opinions. And you know what opinions are like. Yeah, they're like something that everybody has. Yeah, that crap shoots out of. So, that brought the markets down a little bit, but that really didn't do it. It's not about North Korea yesterday going to test another nuclear missile or about this guy Comey getting fired that brought the Dow down. The Dow's going to have a retreat at some point. Again, it's gone up. The Trump rally is real. It's over 6 months old now. But there's going to be a correction. The NASDAQ hit new highs. On economic news, again, mortgage applications rose 2.4%. So, what's going to happen when interest rates go up? Not only is gold going to continue to go down as interest rates go up, because again, gold went down today a bit as that dollar seems to be getting stronger around the world. And remember, gold is highly sensitive to rising U.S. interest rates, which increases the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding bullion while boosting the dollar in which it is priced. That's as simple as that. And on oil, well, the oil reserves, they shrank more than expected. And what else happened over there? More talked up oil. Here we go. Remember, on Monday we had Saudi Arabia's oil minister saying they were in for more cutbacks. And now we just heard from Algeria and Saudi Arabia supporting an extension of OPEC's supply cuts. But, again, it's a supply and demand issue. These cuts, to me, are only talking the market up. The long term is just about where we see oil going into the future. I mentioned about as the dollar goes up. Very interesting. And I also mentioned about the Trump rallies going to lose momentum at some point. You don't have to be a trend forecaster to figure this out. You just have to be around a while and know that nothing ever always goes up. It's going to have a correction. Investors shift money into European stocks. And they're making a fresh wager that growth potential in the regions, in the emerging markets and European markets, are more favorable than long-term growth rates for the United States. Europe has been reporting improving economic data, and net flows of U.S. equity funds, money withdrawn minus money invested, amounted to about $22.2 billion during the 7 weeks that ended May 3rd, the largest 7-week redemption in more than a year. Let's go back now. The money's flowing into Europe and emerging markets as they expect greater growth. However, when interest rates go up, you're going to see these markets over there go down because they've borrowed all of this cheap money. Again, yes, they've raised interest rates, but barely. And that's why you're seeing mortgage applications going up. They're still way below the average. But when interest rates go up, watch for a big shakeout to come down. More than gold is going to go down, so too are significant parts of the national and international marketplaces. And again, it seems like every day because it is every day. Sell and buy and sell China, top trend for 2017. A Chinese giant is on a global buying spree. Who's behind it? Front page story in today's toilet paper record. Who do you think's behind it? The Chinese government's behind it. The whole nation's on a buying spree as the United States stays on its killing spree. Waging wars as China wages business. Young Chinese buy property abroad. Big story here in today's Wall Street Journal. Yep, founded 2 years ago, Beijing-based Yulu is focused on supplying specific group of home buyers, Chinese millennials looking for foreign properties. Check this number out. About 70% of Chinese millennials, those born between 1981 and 1998, own a home. The highest share of respondents from 9 countries and regions who were surveyed in a recent HSBC study. The exact opposite in the United States. They're being forced to live with mommy and daddy because they can't afford to buy a home. Could anybody see where the future of this country's going? I mean America, where America's going, this country, and where China's going. Again, they have 1.3 billion people. We have 320 million. They have 1,350,000,000. And their business is buying up the world in any way that they can. The business of China is business, and it's the business of the government is business. An interesting story here. Some coffee shops are skipping Wi-Fi to encourage customers to actually talk. At Hot Black Cafe in downtown Toronto, you can get walnut butter squares, lemon poppy seed muffins, biscotti, and, of course, coffee. One thing you can't get is Wi-Fi. They want the people to talk. Wow. You know why they call these things handhelds? Very simple. Because people are masturbating in public. It's a handheld. Is that a trend? A couple of places will do it, but most won't. People are addicted to these things. And me, I don't carry a cell phone. When I remember, I put one in the glove compartment of my car. Other than that, when I travel, I have one. Barely use it. maybe, and I'm not exaggerating, since the new year, if I used it 20 times, that's a lot. Hey, what's one of the other big trends? Cuba, Cuba, cha-cha-cha. Front page story here. Again, there's a little downturn, but temporary as we see it. We believe Cuba is going to be one of the big, hot vacation and retirement places for North Americans in the very near future. Havana gets a facelift. Hoping to lure U.S. tourists, Cuba is turning old buildings into luxury hotels. Yeah, but you got to fly down there. And look what just happened down there in Florida. Yeah, another riot on one of those airlines, right? They got a bunch of flights canceled. People went nuts. It's disgusting what's happened to the airline business. And again, you could thank Jimmy Carter and all the rest for deregulating the airline industry. It's a public service. I am in favor of public services being regulated for the advantage of we the people. But of course, now even our public services have turned to crap because crapsters are running the show. It's a freak show in every city, state, county, and country, just about. You remember I've been talking about this trends in the news longer than just about anybody, and of course, barely will you ever find it on the stupid network media about the South Korean victory yesterday by Moon. The South Koreans, he wrote, should learn to say no to the U.S. That's what he wrote this year. He's against the missile defense system. He's for talks with North Korea. He is against U.S. presence in South Korea. Hey, how come nobody's calling that a populist movement? Hey, why not? How come you're not calling him a right-wing populist? He wants to keep his country his country. He wants to get rid of all the big players over there that are running the show, all these tight family knit groups. I'd call him a populist. But of course, I'm not a prostitute. That's why I'm calling him that, because the prostitutes don't. They call the people that he beat centrists. Oh yeah, centrists. Isn't that nice? Right down the center, taking it up from both sides. Beautiful. Anyway, moving on. Jeff Sessions, our Attorney General, he wants to return to harsher punishment for low-level drug crimes. Isn't that great? You look at the level when they started the war on drugs. Incarceration levels were like this in the United States. As soon as they started it, the line went up and boom, shot up to the top. Putting people in jail for getting high or selling it. As not one murderer in chief in the United States ever gets called out for their high crimes and misdemeanors. How all the Wall Street slime boys, the white shoe boys, get away with murder, ruining the lives of millions of people. Not one head rolls. Obama, Bush, Clinton, and Trump. Missiles away. Murder Incorporated. No, but we got to get tough on low-level crime and drugs. It's a crime, they call it a crime, and with a crime, what's going on with Obama. Remember, he got $800,000 for doing 2 talks. It's reported the talk he's doing in Italy is bringing him in $3 million. Closing down streets in Milano, long motorcades, private jets, El Presidente. Here's what they said. During his roughly 100-minute remarks, the former president talked about himself 216 times, according to a count by the American Mirror. Obama said I 168 times, me or my 40 times, we, us, or our, referring to his family, 8 times. Yeah. Same arrogant guy that left office, still in office. It is amazing how people are looking up to him as an example of what this country should have been and claiming that he did great things when he was President of the United States. The only thing he did was lie his way into office on hope and change you could believe in and giving us change of a penny. And now he's out of his office and he's still lying. Here's one more of his quotes. Obama was asked how he changed in office, and he remarked, "I think the people who know me best would say that I have not changed much." That's right. The same arrogant liar and fraud before he went into office and as he's left office. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.